Welcome, everybody. It's March 25th, coming off a great weekend. March Madness, one of the best weekends in sports. I'm here with my fellow Pitt Legends on the Pitt Legends Podcast. Jermaine Dixon, Gary McGee, LaVance Fields. Gentlemen, let's get right to it. Crazy weekend. A lot of good games, a lot of great games. Not as much Cinderella stories as we're used to in previous years, but good slate coming up here for the Sweet 16. What was some of your guys' favorite games over the weekend?
Favorite games? Well, for me, it was probably the best game. I mean, I enjoyed Derek Queen game winning Maryland. I'm ready to get him some love. But I thought the BYU and
Wisconsin?
was it BYU and Arizona and Oregon. Arizona and Oregon.
They killed me.
What? Should have stayed longer.
I stayed a long time in though. I was communicating with you like, yo, I get out right now. Is it looking good? But I thought they could do it. It wasn't much on it. But I was like, man, they got a chance.
I thought that game was good. It came down to the wire. I enjoyed watching Caleb Love play well, hitting every big shot when they needed it. I forgot how athletic he was. I enjoyed watching him, and I wanted them to win just because I want to see his matchup against Duke because he hates Duke. And I don't think they're going to be able to beat him, but I enjoyed seeing him getting that win, and I enjoyed that game. So that was probably my favorite game from the weekend.
For me, it probably was the UConn and Florida game. That was a great game. I thought UConn had it, honestly. They were playing well. They moved the ball well. Was it McKinley? How you say his last name? McKinley? McNeely. McNeely was playing good. Ball didn't play as good as you thought he would play in that game. He played cool, but they didn't get nothing from him. But Walter played junior. He was getting to it. Tough shot after tough shot, big shots. It was a good game, good back and forth. I enjoyed watching that game. It was March Madness right there. Good game right there.
Same game as Gary. I enjoyed the UConn Florida game. After man been talking about them all year, they was defending champions. I felt like they did enough to win that game. It was a really good game. They made Florida earn it. Obviously, like G said, Clayton Jr. made some tough shots. Had a great second half, and Florida was able to, prevail and get the win. But I enjoyed that game the most. It was a back and forth contest, pretty much all game. Both coaches did a great job for both of their teams, and the players did a great job executing.
I mean, now I feel like I gotta speak on UConn.
We got it. That's your
spot. I have to say something.
I was waiting. I didn't say anything. I was waiting.
I thought UConn, just like y'all, I thought UConn should have won the game. But the crazy thing is they shot terrible as a team. And Ball didn't shoot well. He hit a three late, which I thought was going to be big, but they came back down and they hit a three. McNeely, he didn't shoot it well from the three. So they didn't shoot well as a team. And at the end of the game, it seemed like Florida got every loose ball that mattered. I kept my belief just because, I thought they would, but I'll say this. Believe a team when they show you their true colors during the year. Coaches can't always save you.
I mean, okay, Captain. So we've been telling you this. We've been telling you this since when? When do we?
Hey, I just said I just wanted to keep my belief. I wanted to keep my belief.
Just wasn't. Oh, and then your man start crying after the game. Oh, hope they don't.
I mean, I don't care. Listen, I don't care. I don't care about that. I don't. I really.
I don't care about that either.
Yeah, I don't care.
Your man started crying after the game. I said what I said because you try to get on. Oh, you try to get on Hurley. It's a reason I was on you all year. It's a reason. I'm just showing you. He proved my point over and over again. I got to get it off. I had to say.
Well, he did. He did a good job coaching. He did a good job in the game. I'm sorry. He did a good job.
That's why he's an unlikable guy. An unlikable coach. I'm just saying it is. It is what it is. Been plenty of two-time champs. He's just one of the ones it's hard to like him. I mean, he's a great coach. I'll give him credit.
Give him credit. And
they all enter the portal. Rumors said they all enter the portal.
They need to go.
Y'all talk about y'all rumors.
Every single one of them.
I heard a little birdie told me a lot of them are entering the portal. That's all I know. We will look out later.
Yo, look, say kids enter the portal, man. There ain't too many sources.
Yeah, they enter the portal during the tournament while they still playing. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Indiana, I think it was Indiana State or Arkansas State. One of them teams, they lost all their players.
Roster?
The whole team gone.
Oh, that's crazy.
The whole roster. They got 0 scholarships on there. But yeah, go reload for next year, man.
I'm sure they'll be back. He got an Indiana guy coming this way. He got game. Mullins,
Who?
Mickey D's. You'll see him in the McDonald game. He got game. I was trying to go check him out. They got put out, but they got put out in the tournament. Close game. But yeah, I was gonna go check him out, trying to see, just trying to check out the talent, around the state,
You're not
I've
tapped
been
in
checking out some
Indiana.
games,
Checking out some games.
So UConn let Maine down. I know Maine was on the bandwagon all year, but another major letdown. St. John's. Levance, you were on them all year. You're riding them. You picked them for the tournament, for the conference tournament. You picked them for the NCAA tournament, and they let you down. One of the worst shooting performances I've seen in a while. How do you feel about that game? It was a good game though. Rick Pitino versus Calipari. That's how you draw it up. Basketball royalty. Great game, but how'd you feel about that game?
Like G said, man, they was gonna run into some trouble because of their shooting. I thought they could overcome it. I mean, I knew they didn't shoot well all year, but because of their defense and their second chance opportunities, I feel like they always overcame their bad shooting nights. So, unfortunately, in the tournament though, it's one game, and it caught up to them, And then one of their best players, if not the best player on the team, R.J. Luis, he had a horrible game. I believe it was 3 for 16 or something like that. 17. So I mean, he was trying. He shot it. It just wasn't his night, man. So only guy I think really played well was the big guy Ekafor. I hope I said it right. Kadari Richmond. I mean, he was in foul trouble. Couple questionable calls. When you look at the game and the stat sheet, he didn't give much. But of course, he was in foul trouble. So it just was a bad night, unfortunately, in the tournament. Like they always say, man, that's why it's anybody game. You got to be ready every game. And unfortunately for St. John's, they did fight back. It still was a good game, but they just couldn't overcome that. And in the tournament, that's what usually happens. Got to win the ugly game.
How do you feel about? I know they benched Lewis Jr. at the end there. He was having a terrible game, but usually coaches still keep their ponies in there. How do you guys feel about him benching Lewis Jr. at the end?
I don't agree with it. I think you should have just let him. I mean, he's been your best player all year, Big East Player of the Year. Got you that far. He's having he's having a stinker, but it just takes one shot. For a player like that to get hot, or he could make a big shot down the stretch. It was a fairly close game for a while, so I would have just let him, shoot all the bullets and throw the gun. That's how.
Do you think there was more to it? Do you think it was maybe he had some said there was an attitude thing? I don't know. It looked like there could have been more to it.
I would let him shoot too, like G said. He done been that guy all year. We're gonna live and die with him.
It could have been something. You never know with Pitino though. I mean, he run his program how he runs his program. So. I'm with y'all though. I would let him rock out. I would let him play, especially with Kadari Richmond in foul trouble. Like he couldn't be on the court. Even the point guard was in foul trouble. I mean, I know he's not but he's one of the main stable guys. They were both on the bench. So, and I feel like RJ was just like, look, my guy's out. Outside of the big fella, I don't want to say his name wrong. Outside of him playing well, it was like I got to go get a bucket. I think he tried to carry the load, and just he was struggling. Could he have made plays at the end of the game? He probably could have. Like G said, it could have been one shot that clicked for him. But all in all, St. John's, they shot 28% from the field. You can't win games like that. And my bad, real quick. And the crazy thing is, Arkansas didn't shoot great either. They shot like 40% from the field, 10% from the 3-point line, but they only had 9 turnovers. And that's the way you beat St. John's, take care of the football. So I got to say shout out to Arkansas just because I said they shouldn't be in the tournament, and they're going into the second weekend. So I got to give them that love.
Yeah, you said football. Move around, dog. Move around.
John's don't have a football team.
I said football? Oh,
yeah, I figured they would.
Football is my first love.
I figured they would run into that shooting problem. I watched them play, a few times this year, and they just didn't have the sniper that they needed. I figured they would get upset. I didn't think they would make a run to the Final Four. I mean, I hate to say I called it, but I called it. I just wanted to throw that in there, But go ahead, Nick. Take off.
So let's shuffle the cards again. All 1 seeds remain. 3 to 2 seeds remain. A lot of dominant performances. A lot of teams actually got challenged for some portions of the game. Who do you guys feel right now, if we can reshuffle the deck, who's the best team in the tournament right now? Who look the best? Who looks like they're playing the best?
I'm going with Duke. Cooper Flag, Proctor, the way he's shooting, the defense with the big guys they got that come, the one that's starting, the other guy they bring in. They got a Knuppel on the wing. He handles the ball as well. And then Cooper again, like he does everything. So I think Duke right now is the best team. I had them getting to the championship and losing, so I'm still looking good. Now I got them winning because we ain't even got to explain it. So I got Duke winning.
Yeah, I think I'm with Lee. Duke is probably hands down the best team right now. In both games, they held Baylor and Mount St. Mary's. Mount St. Mary's to under 35% shooting, and they're not even causing a bunch of turnovers. They just playing solid defense, like tough man-to-man defense, house defense. Everybody they on the string, and Cooper Flag being Cooper Flag, and like Lee said, Proctor shooting 81% from the three in the tournament. They're averaging over like 23 points maybe. They just been looking unbeatable since they played us. Since they played Pitt. It's Duke. It's Duke
for me, I probably would go. I'm gonna go with Florida. I like Florida. They showed me something where they fought in that game. Clayton Jr. really impressed me. I mean, he impressed me watching that game. The tough shot making, leadership. Every time they needed a bucket, he gave them one. They got the bigs down there that was finishing around the paint. They got the athletic guy from Florida Atlantic. Florida Atlantic had the three guys from their tournament still going on their teams. They got dude, I think what's his name? Martin. They got Martin. They got the dude from Indiana. I can't think of his name right now. They play for
the guard.
I can't think of his name. Him.
Arkansas.
Yeah,
Arkansas.
him, and then they
Arkansas.
got the big man, Golden or whatever his name is from Michigan.
Oh, he went.
They all was at
Florida Atlantic.
All three of them was on Florida Atlantic Final Four team. So that's pretty impressive for Florida Atlantic to have three players that's having huge impacts on teams that's still going.
Wow.
But Florida will be it for me. I like them. I didn't pick them in my Final Four, even though my Final Four teams are still alive, well and breathing. All four of them. They're still alive, well and breathing. But that's Michigan, Tennessee, Houston.
Auburn, bro.
And Houston, remember because I didn't want to have the same one as you, so I went against the grain. Yeah.
And Houston ain't making it, so you'll be out of here soon.
Oh, my team.
Who's your 14, man? I thought you had UConn in
Duke, Maryland.
Oh.
No. Duke, Maryland, Michigan, and Tennessee.
Okay, you got one different one. Only one is I got Houston instead of no. Fuck.
Who'd you have as a champion, man?
Duke. Okay. Duke and Maryland in the championship game.
And I picked Michigan. Went against the grain.
The best shit.
Hey, he went hard over brain.
I knew Duke would be there. I'm still good. I had Duke in the chip.
Duke gonna get upset. Hey, Duke gonna get upset this weekend. Remember I called it.
I got Duke, Tennessee, and Auburn still in it. I'm all right.
How do we feel about Arkansas? I know Arkansas gutted out a win against Johns, kind of pulled away towards the end. Do you think they have a chance against Texas Tech and moving on after what you've seen so far, or you think they just got a good draw?
If you win 2 games, you got a chance, of course, in the tournament. I mean, their confidence should be sky high. So, of course, they got a chance. I don't think Texas Tech is too dominant. I know they was SEC, though, right?
Big 12.
Big 12. Iowa, Big 12. So, yeah, I think Arkansas is SEC. So, yeah, they should be able to hold their own against Texas Tech. I mean, once again, they won 2 games already. They should be confident. There was a team that some may speculate shouldn't have made it. Like Maine said, he being one of them. So, I'm sure they're using that as motivation as well with their coaches, Calipari. So, I think they got a chance. They definitely got a chance against Texas Tech.
Yeah, I'm with Lee. I think they got a chance. They playing well in the tournament. Now, I wasn't a believer in them in the year, but Calipari, he gets players. And DJ Wagner is playing. He's playing great in the tournament. I didn't really see nothing from, what's your man from New York?
Boogie Flynn.
I didn't see much from him, but that's just getting another player back. I think he was a double-figure scorer, so their team is intact. So, yeah, we'll see. I think Texas Tech is an easy draw. Well, not easy, but an easier draw than probably the easiest game. That's even disrespectful to say. I think it's probably one of the easiest games this week coming up. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes.
Got a
Boogie
cousin
Flint
on
space
Texas
is
Tech
the
or something?
floor.
We can't talk about Texas Tech.
You heard? Boogie Flint space is the floor, man.
He spaces the floor.
He was out for a long time. I think this week, against Texas Tech, he gets activated.
Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't played in a while. I'm with you. I just said I didn't see nothing from him that, but and you was talking about him, so I was like, let me pay attention. I give him another weekend. Hey, I can't say nothing. I struggled in the tournament, so
Definitely did.
Nick, what you said about Texas Tech?
I was like, why can't you boldly say they're the easiest draw? You must got a cousin on the team. So you can make a bold statement.
Like, I feel like every team that gets to the second round, the second weekend, I feel like it's disrespectful to say they're an easy draw. That's just me personally. It's hard to play in the Sweet 16.
So there's 7 SEC teams left. So 7 SEC teams made the Sweet 16. Is that enough out of the 14 teams to say that they dominated the tournament?
Yes, they're the best conference ever. We put our hands down. Y'all got it. They did it. They did that. 7 out of 14 in the Sweet 16 is very impressive. And nothing but respect to that conference. Well respected. It's well deserved and respected on definitely being able to do that. And I had to go back to what I said. I didn't pick Michigan when I picked Alabama. Excuse me. I'll make sure I put that out there. Alabama was my national championship. Not Michigan. Sorry about that. I had to make sure I put that out there. That's not what I meant.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you could admit that, G, man. More teams went to the
Respect.
second weekend. Y'all had only 2 teams advance. It's dead the convo. I don't want to hear it no more. Bury it.
I mean, we lasted. What? What's this? 2025? We lasted 14 years. That's impressive. I'll take it. We had a nice run. Records are meant to be broken.
How many how many teams playing each other this weekend? It's only
Kentucky and that's tough.
Tennessee.
Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama. Is BYU in the SEC,
Big
right?
12. Hey, they got a player.
So it's only one game.
I was gonna say they got a player on their point guard, tall point guard. I talked about him early in the season. One of the first pods we had. He's nice, big point guard, 6'8". I forgot he's from overseas somewhere. He legit can pass that thing. I don't see them winning it, but I just want to say he's a good player. I like him. Yeah, BYU. It's like Edgeman or something like that.
It's funny. BYU got they got the dude Richie Saunders. He averaging like 17 a game. After that, they got like 7 players that's averaging between 7 and 10 points.
I'm looking at the stats right now. Like the Saunders averaging 16. The dude I'm talking about, his last name is Demon. 10 and a half, 5 assists, and then he got 9, 8, 7, 7, 7, 6. It's crazy. So they spread. Well, yeah.
They're going to be nice. They got the best player in the country going on next year.
Facts.
Yeah, I've seen that. But Kevin Young is a good coach, good X's and O's guy. I think they about to have a tough draw though. I don't think they can beat Alabama.
They didn't look good. Mark Sears didn't play great at all, but they was able to tough that win out. They were a better team, more talent than the teams they played. So
Robert Morris showed out for Pittsburgh.
You got to survive in advance, man.
I was about to say, yeah.
Yep.
They end up smacking Robert Morris.
Yeah, they packed him up though.
They won by
14, I think.
Oh, got 14. Oh, I didn't feel
put out in the end though. It was closer than that.
No, I know it was a closer game, but I just said at the end they pulled away.
They was going crazy in the spot.
I'm the big dog and you not. But they was going crazy up there.
Yeah.
How was that? You know what's crazy? I wanted to start off with asking you that, and I forgot. How was your trip to Pittsburgh?
That was cool, man. That was good. It was good. I went to Tom's Bar. That's the spot. That would have been our spot when we was in campus. Got all the TVs. It's nice. Service is good. Spacious. It's right around.
What was the event?
Some guys that's like financial advisors. They had like just a meet and greet about what they got going on with some people in the company, and I just met probably 15 to 25 people, something like that. And we just eating, watching the games. It was cool.
It was like a private setting.
Private setting, you know what I mean? Like I said, we had our section. Then it's like Robert Morris had their watch party for their game. Had some other couple things in there. So, like I said, it's spacious in there. So it was good. It was a nice crowd. It was cool. I got to sign some autographs. It was good.
People still asking for Lee Banger
General.
autograph. Okay.
Word,
What's the craziest thing you had to sign?
Huh?
What's the craziest thing you got asked to sign?
Somebody bombs. Sign somebody bombs, man. That was kind of crazy.
Man, that's
dope, man.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well,
Somebody got to do
why,
it.
hey, get to it, big dog.
the NIL still getting something.
That's
Name,
right.
image, and likeness.
I said, yo, I do the podcast with Jermaine Dixon and Gary McKee. He was like, oh, yeah, Gary.
They
Gary
love
McKee, man.
They love you.
Favorite.
Yeah, G got a little man. They like him. He all right.
Hey, we get back to that later, Nick. What you just
Right.
said, that
So
name, image, and likes. We get back to that later. We'll get back to that later.
But so the good slate are coming up this Thursday and Friday, the Sweet 16. Again, not a lot of Cinderellas, so that kind of lines up for all, heavyweight matchups. Which game are you guys looking forward to the most?
I'm going to say that Maryland and Florida game. After how Derek Queen was able to end the Maryland game, help them advance. Wade Clayton Jr. was able to finish the Florida game for them and help them advance. I'm looking forward to watching that on Thursday night, seeing who's ready to get to the Elite Eight. I think that'll be a really good game. Obviously, Florida being a favorite and number one seed, but once again, once you got to this weekend, I think every team should be confident. And Maryland got a star player in Derek McQueen, so I think they're pretty confident in what they could do against Florida.
That Queen, this Queen.
Oh, Queen. Oh, my bad. I said Gary sent it in the chat.
Got something in the chat.
He got a shot, man.
That's an NIL, man. He should have been tapped in right there.
Baltimore. Go, man. We know you want to cheer for.
No. I don't want to talk for an hour. I just want to say, no, go ahead, G. You can go ahead.
I was going to say the game that I'm looking forward to, I want to see the Michigan-Auburn game. I think that's going to be a good game. Got some bigs that's going to go at it. Broom and Govlin, they're going to go at it. Because Broom didn't have a good game against Creighton. He didn't play well at all. 8 points, had 12 rebounds, but he was like 4 for 13 from the field. His efficiency and effectiveness has been up and down since he had the injury early in the season, so he hasn't been really consistent as he was earlier. So I look for him to have a good game, and I look for Donaldson on Michigan to have a good game against Auburn. I think him and Pettiford will go at it. So I think that'll be an exciting matchup. I'm not sure who's going to win that one. I have Michigan, but I think it's going to go down to the wire.
Auburn going to win. Don't worry about it.
That's going to be a good game. Same thing for me with like Lee, Maryland, and Florida. But before I say that, I mentioned it earlier. I want to see Arizona and Duke. Just the way Caleb Love is talking about he don't like Duke. I'm anxious to see that. Will it probably be a blowout? Maybe. But I just want to see how he gonna come and play. But yeah, my game is Maryland also. Like I'm home team, Derek Queen. I got hyped when he repped the city. So Derek Queen is him. I just want to say that. I said he should get that last shot. I wrote in the chat, right? Y'all seen that? What he do?
To make a play.
Go be great. He went in. He gone. He's gone after this year. He's gone.
Yeah, I don't know why I asked that. I was my bad. I was tripping.
Yeah. He gone. Ain't no stand.
He might like the college life a little bit. I'm bugging.
The only thing for me with Maryland is that I think the rest of their games, and they'll start with this game against Florida, I think every game will come down to the wire. Just because it's hard to win with 5 guys. It can be done, but it's going to be really hard. Like, they're not getting nothing from the bench. And even in the game, I don't know why did Maryland go zone when dude hit that 3? I was like, what are you doing? But, hey, Derek Queen is great. Let's focus on getting the title of the college spot. Even though I want Duke to win, you got to bring the title back home.
Yeah, well, I was about to say, speaking of Maryland, that not my Cinderella, the sleeper team I had, Colorado State, got a win, and they pushed Maryland to the brink. I mean, I just be knowing, man. I just be knowing. I said they probably couldn't beat Maryland. If you go back and check the pod, hey, man, I be knowing this, man. Holla at me when you need to know some information.
Where the ticket at there? It's nothing happening.
It was crazy. That coach left and went to Minnesota. I think.
Colorado State?
Colorado State.
Yeah, low major and mid major is dead.
Hey, man,
it's never
I agree
gonna
with
be.
what you said on the last pod, man. He was right. Mid majors might be very quiet for them. Very quiet.
It's
Yeah.
look, there's no Cinderellas. There's
You're
no.
right. I can admit when I did further research and investigation, you're correct. That bread is just too crazy now. They said the dude.
It's too
You know what else
What
it
else?
is? I feel like dudes is old too. And before, like mid majors will have the older dudes, the seniors, the juniors.
Yep.
When it's the big school, they entering. Like I feel like now, because it should be seniors, fifth year seniors still at these big major. Broom, look at Broom, he a fifth year, right? Senior. So I think that leveled it out too. Whereas once again, when we used to be playing, I mean, we did do 4 years, but a lot of the mid majors used to be experienced. That was what used to get them. They had good players, but they was experienced. They would run into a team that was good, but they were young. They had a young star, and they would beat them because of experience.
What's the highest seed that's still playing?
Arkansas is a 10 seed, and then the 2 6 seeds is BYU and Ole Miss. The rest is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, Ole Miss playing. Ole Miss did I
Ole Miss played Michigan State.
Michigan State was shaky too.
They win that. That's what I'm saying. And it's SEC. You gotta get. That's what I'm putting on my ticket.
You SEC all of them?
Wait, hold up.
You only got
I'm gonna do a ticket.
Lee, you got something for the fans?
I'm gonna do a ticket with all SEC. I ain't doing too much thinking. I'm picking whatever. Only game gonna be hard is Tennessee and Kentucky, but I got Tennessee going to the floor. So I'm gonna pick Tennessee.
I might take the points on that one.
If they got Duke winning by 19, 24, whatever they got them, I'm taking
Duke by 24.
I'm exaggerating, but whatever they got,
I think it's 11
I'm taking
and a half.
it. And I'm taking that with my eyes closed. I'm not.
And you, but you had Baylor or 12 and a half. I was like, I can't believe you had.
No, I didn't. It was 13.
12 and a half. That's the only one I was like,
13.
No, they're not saying that.
They was up 22 to 21, man. They start.
That's
I don't know what
22 to 21 ain't nothing in the first half.
No, that's major. That's major in the tournament.
Hey,
you controlling that moment?
Flag is on the other side of the court.
No. And that's what I realized. That's why whatever spread they put up for Cooper Flag, I'm not scared of it.
Hold up. Let me run this down to you real quick, Lee. You taking Bama over BYU, right? Are you doing the spread or are you just taking the game?
Bama over BYU. If it's 6, with Bama.
Spread Bama is -5.
That's right. That's where I ride Bama. Let's go. Spears and Nelson. Sure.
They got Florida 6.5 over Maryland.
I don't like to do that, man. Ricky and DC over there. I'll keep that bet in the chat now. I'm not gonna say that over there.
They got Arkansas +5.5 against Texas Tech.
That's a fizzy wall. I think I want the money line, but I'm taking that +6 for sure.
Ole Miss +3.5 against Michigan State.
I'm taking that +3.5 SEC.
They got Tennessee +4.5. I mean, they got Kentucky +4.5 to Tennessee.
That's a tough one. That's tough.
Tennessee money line.
Yeah,
Tennessee money line.
That's all you got on that. That's gonna be close.
And then they got Auburn -9 against Michigan.
Michigan.
That's tough.
Michigan +9.
What's the money?
Michigan +9.
The money line -450.
I might have to take that money line. I might have to take that -450.
That's a kicker.
I'm not taking no +9 Michigan.
Dude,
Hey, you seen my ticket? My ticket was almost good. That was almost a straight green bean. They did me dirty.
Nah.
If you would have had more on that, you would have had a better payout.
My boy put 25 on. He's about to get 25. I told him to cash out at the rack, but he's like, "No, I'm gonna wait." He ended up cashing out like 5, but that's still good though. He still got some. But I told him to cash out on the rack. I said, "The rack Purdue good." He made enough that. That's a good.
Yeah, I might have took that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I might have took that. What you said, Nick?
What's the Purdue Houston spread?
Who? Purdue and Houston? They got Houston -8.
Too. That's in Indy.
See, that's too much.
And they got Duke -9 against Arizona.
Hey, Purdue might win. Might come out. Might go. They can do it. Because guess what? They playing here. They playing here in Indianapolis. So that's an hour away from Lafayette. So they're gonna be deep in there.
You got Houston in your Final Four, right?
I didn't know this
G?
where the what's the name was the regional final. That's tough. At the crib, how Purdue get that love? Respect though.
Respect though.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So we still had everybody's predictions. Everybody at least has 3 of their 4 Final Four still in it. Tune in next week to see how we continue on. But that concludes another episode of the Pitt Legends Podcast, March Madness edition. Be sure you guys link and subscribe. Looking forward to talking to you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.